Welcome back to the SkyeTec mobile application training video series. Today we're going to be talking about retests. As you can see, I've got quite a few different types of retests currently scheduled to my account. Now, one thing I would strongly recommend for anybody watching this video is to go back and watch some of the other videos first, because I'm mostly going to focus on some of the validation differences for these inspections. If you've already watched a video on a code blower door, then we don't need to spend as much time on what's on the page, more so what you're expected to do when retesting a home. So go back and watch those videos and then circle back to this one at the end. So let's go ahead and open up a TCI retest first. You still have this address verified page, just like any other work order. You still have your base information. One of the differences though is I don't have that equipment data. There's not really a need for that to be recollected. So just like in the Windows application that we had used previously in the past as a company, we're not gonna show it on a retest for finals like Energy Star, HERS, or TCI. Really, we're just focused on recording the data for why the original inspection failed. If that's ventilation, then you can go to that page and retest it. This is a TCI retest. We wouldn't fail it for ventilation. So I'm actually just gonna go back here, fill out some information, and I'm gonna select no on whole house ventilation. That way, I just don't have to worry about that page. It tells me it's not needed. Exterior door is a potential reason for a final. Maybe it wasn't insulated at the time. If that's the case, I can fill out the new information here, take some pictures. If that's not the case, I won't be required to fill it out. One thing you can do as an inspector to check is to just check the validation results. See what the retest is expecting from you. You'll see here at a minimum, I just need final pictures and whether or not the home passes or fails. The blower door is already valid. That is because I technically don't have to do a blower door on a retest if that's not the reason that the home failed in the first place. If the home failed for the duct blaster, I would just reconduct the duct blaster test and fill that out here. But in order to do the duct blaster, I'm setting up the blower door. So as an inspector, if you want to go ahead and retest the blower door, you absolutely could. One thing to keep in mind though, is that once you start filling out information, let's go back to the validation. The blower door is still valid. And that's because there's nothing wrong. I've got all the information I need here. But let's switch it to multi-point inspection. Now, I have to go and collect my values. And multi-point inspection requires that you have your C and R results in range. I've only filled out one test so far, so if I go back to validations, I'll see that the blower door is no longer valid, and it won't be until I've completed the blower door inspection. Really, all this is just some additional guiding in case you decide to test the blower door and you don't submit a blower door retest that's out of range. Collect your inside and outside temperature. Everything appears to be good. And I can see that once again, my blower door is valid. So maybe the blower door was the reason it failed. I'll just gather some pictures. Remember to always select the front elevation. And now we can say the home passed. So that's one type of retest. The HERS retest functions the exact same way. The Energy Star retest functions the same way, except you don't have a choice if you decide to do a blower door between single point and multi-point. Same as the first walk Energy Star final. However, I haven't actually filled the blower door out, so it wouldn't expect me to unless, as the inspector, I identified the blower door needed to be retested. This mentality applies to all retests. You're not expected or required to do any of the original information for a duct blaster test or a blower door test or a ventilation test, but the pages are still present in case you need to get the calculations from a retest. So Code Duck Blaster retest, I don't have to complete the Code Duck Blaster. I could just take some pictures if I went back because of some other reason that I identified at the first inspection. If I'm completing a Code Blower Door Duck Blaster, perhaps the blower door passed, but the duck blaster failed. Well, that's okay. Once again, the blower door is still valid unless I decide to retest it. So when conducting a retest, follow the process that you've been trained on and always check the validation results page first, just to make sure that you're not doing something unnecessary. Any inspections that you complete, you would just go here to your completed work orders and make sure everything's checked off. If you see something without a check, like the retest that we just completed, press sync in the top right, and the mobile app will process the work order. Then you can just refresh the page, and everything is good.